Hi, and welcome to our 5th video in Medford Family Network's special series, Pandemic Parenting, the Doctor is In. I'm Debbie Weinstock-Savoy, a licensed psychologist and a parent of 3 with over 30 years of experience consulting with parents and teachers about the joys and the challenges of taking care of young children. Raising children is a gigantic job, even under the best of circumstances. Now we are living through extraordinary times, and what was already hard may be even harder. In response, Medford Family Network is finding new ways to connect with and support families. Parents have been contacting us about many concerns, including this question: how do I keep from losing my mind with worry and all kinds of unpleasant feelings while we navigate the back to school decision? In the description below the video, we've included links to several resources, including 2 excellent articles that gave me great ideas for today's video. One article is by Dr.Lakshmin, a psychiatrist specializing in women's mental health. And the other is by Gretchen, Rubin, author of The Happiness Project. Every parent I know is stressed about the back-to-school decision. Who, what, when, where, and most especially, how? And we all desperately want there to be a right answer. We want to know that there's a plan that will guarantee our children's safety, because protecting our children's safety is the foundation of feeling like a good parent. We also want a plan that will protect the health and safety of our families, of the school staff, that will keep our children learning and developing, that will let us maintain our ways of making a living, and keep us from losing our minds. I'm sorry to tell you that this video is not going to give you that right answer, because there is no right answer. The information about COVID-19 is being updated week to week. There are so many pieces to this extremely complex puzzle, and each family's circumstances are unique, including your personal tolerance for risk. All of the possible paths ahead involve difficult trade-offs and are full of uncertainty. How do we live with this? We start by letting go of the impossible dream of finding the right answer. If you're like me, you will find that difficult, and you may have to remind yourself over and over, there is not going to be one right answer. Instead, let's focus on 2 much more productive and useful approaches. First, how do you create a decision-making process that helps you construct the best personal plan for right now? The decisions for your unique family, given the information that you have at this moment, with an understanding that you may have to revisit those decisions. Second, how could you cope with the complicated mess of feelings that we will all have going forward? To help you think about navigating the decision-making process, I'm using ideas from Emily Oster's work as reported in Dr. Lakshmin's article. Start by identifying your goals. Write them down. Start with your biggest and broadest goals, but then include some of the very specific goals. Now, recognize that some of these goals aren't possible in the real world. For example, we can never keep our children absolutely safe, and that has always been true. As author Elizabeth Stone once said, as soon as you bring children into your lives, you decide forever to have your heart go walking around outside your body. That's a reality of being a parent. So you may have to revise some of your goals. For example, to do my best to keep my children as safe as I can. Now, consider at least 2 of the possible paths out there to reach those goals. 3 paths is better. However, if you find yourself considering an infinite number of paths, stop. You are going down the endless worry rabbit hole, and go back to the top 2 or 3. For each possible path, write down the potential benefits of that path. Benefits for your child, for you, and for your family. Then write down the potential risks or obstacles or costs associated with that path. But don't stop there. For each potential obstacle, ask yourself, are there possible ways to reduce this cost or to mitigate this risk? And focus here on actions that you can take, because you can't control everybody else. With this information in mind, you're in a better position to make the best decision that you can right now for your unique family. However, no matter how confident you are in your decision-making process, you will still be left with plenty of uncomfortable feelings. Dr. Lakshmin reminds us to be a parent during a pandemic is to be worried and uncomfortable. That sounds about right, doesn't it? You may find yourself feeling guilty, scared, angry, frustrated, despairing, sad, feeling confused, or second-guessing yourself constantly. Oh, and exhausted. Did I mention exhausted? So the next challenge is coping with that mess of feelings. What helps? Remember that you are not alone. Right now, everyone is floating around in a sea of uncertainty and worry. To the extent that there is a new normal, that's what's normal. Remind yourself that you are doing the best you can day after day in the face of these extraordinary circumstances. We will all keep doing the best that we can. And while we may not be able to see each other face to face, we can still help each other through this process. Next, pay attention to when you're worrying and ask yourself, is this a productive worry? Is it a worry that's helping me to understand a problem so that I can come up with new thoughts, new ideas, new options? Or is it an unproductive worry that keeps me going around and around in circles, thinking the same thoughts over and over and wearing me out? If it is an unproductive worry, you can try any of the following 4 strategies. Interrupt the worry and change the subject. When you catch yourself doom scrolling on your phone or seeking endless reassurance online, stop. Put the phone down. Do something else that gets your mind and your body busy. You might need to post your list of reminders of alternate activities that are incompatible with the worry brain because they're distracting or soothing or meaningful or productive or silly and make you laugh. These could include aerobic exercise, doing brain puzzles, making food, singing along to your favorite music, snuggling somebody, watching funny animal videos. For more ideas about how to interrupt worry and to change your mood, see our third video, video 3 in this series, Getting to Calm. Second strategy, structure or compartmentalize the worry. Put it in a box. For example, write the worries on a list or in a journal. Then look it over. Are there items on the list that you have some control over? What could you do about those items? Maybe even do some of those activities so you can check them off the list and pat yourself on the back. Move the items that you have no control over onto a separate list. Maybe you include on that separate list your own personal version of the serenity prayer. Remember that one? God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Another way to compartmentalize worries is to schedule an assigned and limited time to worry. Put it on your calendar. For this 15 minutes or for this hour, I will focus on worrying about topic. When you find yourself starting to worry at other times, remind yourself of the scheduled worry time. Caution, do not schedule worry time before bedtime. Ideally, schedule your worry time when you'll be able to do something else, distracting or soothing afterwards, like taking a walk outside. Social distanced, of course. Third strategy. When you practice accepting your negative thoughts or feelings without judgment, that can help you experience those feelings without being overwhelmed by them. Or as we said in video 1 of this series, you can have your feelings without your feelings having you. So when a worry or other feeling comes into your head or your body, notice it. Give it a name. That's the corona catastrophizing feeling again. Offer yourself kindness and compassion. It's hard to have all these feelings, and it's part of being human in difficult times. And remind yourself that feelings come and go. This too shall pass. You've probably noticed that doing all of this takes a lot of practice. For help with that practice, check out some mindfulness meditation apps. There's a link in the description below. Or the cognitive behavioral technique called defusing. Again, there's a link in the description. Sometimes along the way, we discover that worry is covering up another feeling. You may find yourself obsessing, trying to control every detail, wanting to guarantee that your child will be happy, and then suddenly realize how sad you are about all of these changes and losses, about missing your child's first kindergarten experience, for example. Letting yourself notice the true feeling, giving yourself permission to experience it and to let it pass like riding a wave, will help you with the worry as well. Finally, don't forget to look for the positive. Remind yourself of your strengths. As you look back on your life, you've had past experience with uncertainty and with change. What strengths did you use then to help you get through, and which of those strengths have been using now? Which of your core values are you still upholding in the face of coronavirus craziness? And every day, remind yourself of what you're still grateful for. Notice the big stuff. My family is still healthy. But don't forget to notice the small joys. My kid and I saw a butterfly. For links to more useful resources, please go to the Medford Family Network Facebook page. That's where you'll also find our calendar of activities and contact information for the program's director, Marie Cassidy. Let us know if you have any questions or concerns or would like to learn about services for families of young children in the Medford, Massachusetts area. And don't forget to follow us on Medford Family Network's YouTube channel, along with our wonderful playgroup leaders who are really looking forward to when they get to see your children again face to face. Miss Andrea, Miss Cindy, and Miss Bernadette. Thank you for joining us. We are all riding this corona coaster together, and with each other's help, we will get through these weird and wild and crazy times. Meanwhile, remember that Medford Family Network is still here for you as a friend to know and a place to grow. Take care of yourselves and your families.